for a fair and balanced debate, Emily Jashinsky with the Young Americans Foundation, Emily Tish Sussman, campaign director for the Center for American Progress Action Fund, further known as Green Emily and Orange Emily. Thank you all very much for being here. We will start with the polls. A good place to start as we look at the latest Fox News poll in terms of who's on top. You have Trump and Carson on the top, Cruz, Rubio tied at 11, and then everybody else down the list, Bush, Huckabee, Kasich, Paul. As you come into this debate on Tuesday, Green Emily, who has the most to win, who has the most to lose?
Absolutely. Most to win, clearly, is Marco Rubio. It's Senator Rubio's moment. He's having a great day right now after the release of
Had a great debate last time?
Absolutely. So it's his moment. It's his time to prove himself, and clearly the most to lose is Jeb Bush. He's really going to need to show voters why he's here, why he wants to be the next president of the United States.
All right. What are Democrats looking for on Tuesday to see? What do you guys want?
Well, I think Democrats are looking to see is who is going to emerge as a serious candidate. Up until now, the leaders of the field have been Trump and Carson. Those are two candidates that don't really look like they're going to make it the long haul, particularly these last couple of days. I don't know if you've been checking Twitter, but Ben Carson's Wikipedia is trending. He's not been so strong on the facts.
People making fun of Ben Carson's latest promise. You think this is a real thing? Carson earlier saying, look, it's time to put us behind us. Is his best defense being a good offense, attacking the media? Has that worked?
Absolutely. He's tapping into a really strong sentiment in the conservative electorate who's frankly sick and tired of getting their news through a filter of liberal bias. And that's a very strong sentiment. It backfired on Politico, it backfired on CNBC, and it's going to be very successful for Ben Carson.
Emily, are the Democrats going to start trying to exploit this, or is it just time to sort of let this lie?
Well, I think to engage in any way in the Republican field for Democrats would not be a strong move. Republicans are tearing each other apart.
We saw that from Bernie Sanders. He was sort of very clearly said, look, Hillary's better than any Republican. That's not the kind of shooting in the House sometimes that you see on the Republican side.
The Republicans have said the same thing about their candidates. They're saying they're all better than certainly any of the candidates on the left.
You brought up Trump. We'll deal with him first. His appearance on Saturday Night Live. He told Fox and Friends earlier this morning that he actually passed on a couple of skits. They wanted to do a skit about Ben Carson. He said no, all those kinds of things. You have no idea whether that's true or not, but was sort of playing it safe as he seemed to, the smart move?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's an interesting tactic coming from someone who clearly doesn't seem to be playing it safe, but he's turned into a very serious candidate. You can look at his ground operations in states across the country. He's taking his candidacy very seriously, and that was another indication.
I mean, the general consensus on his appearance was sort of like, eh. I mean, there wasn't much to it.
Yeah, there was a lot of there. I think what we're seeing is that his moment is fading. Like, he really topped out when people were really searching for something. And I think the strong bias against media within Republican primary voters, I think, is certainly there. We saw in the last debate, Cruz's highest moment of the debate was actually attacking the media itself. So I think that is there. I think the challenge for Trump as a challenge for Carson right now is that people only really start to believe things about candidates once they make sense in their frame that exists for them already.
What do you mean by frame?
So the only reason that 47% stuck with Romney is because people already believed that he was wealthy and elite. Right? So the thing with Carson is that no one's really known anything about him, and he's just started to let one statement fly after the other without it really sticking. Now that people are really starting to think that he's maybe a little bit not with it.
The media is certainly looking into him.
Oh, well, yeah, they are, and that's absolutely fine, please. But, you mentioned the hashtag Ben Carson Wikipedia. We never saw a hashtag Hillary Clinton Wikipedia when she admitted to misspeaking about coming under sniper fire in Bosnia. So there's total double standards for the left and the right.
We may hear a little bit more about the sniper fire.
Let's hope.
I also don't know that I call Twitter the very controlled media. It's really what people are feeling.
Fair is fair.
Emily, Orange Emily, I'll give you the last word. Is what you're seeing on Twitter and these things, does it matter at some point? Is sort of the noise meaningful at this point, a year to the day out?
Well, I think you do make a very good point. People do need to be serious about, I think that some of the tendency at this point, particularly towards Trump, is very far out in advance, and it's really not people thinking with their vote. They're thinking by who they want to see getting more media hits, who they want to see in the media more, and talking. I think that we are pretty far out. But a serious candidate does need to emerge from the Republican Party.
A year away from general, less than 3 months till Iowa. I appreciate you wearing Broncos orange. I'll take that as an endorsement.